New Earth leadership or new paradigm leadership or feminine leadership, call it however you want, is the space where we operate from the heart, is the frequency, the dimension, the embodiment of being in our hearts, of being in our bodies, of being actually connected to our soul's purpose, calling, messages, instead of operating from the mind, from operating from logic, instead of following old boxes and old paradigms. Let me be more specific. We have already entered this era, if you want, this timeline, and it's a choice. Whoever wants to choose a lower timeline, a higher timeline, whoever wants to choose to follow certain ways of living, it's everyone's choice. Everyone can choose a higher timeline, let's say a timeline where there's no suffering, where there's no worry, where there's no lack, or you can choose a timeline where you continue to struggle, where you continue to live in lack and pain and suffering. And again, that is individual choice. We have already accessed and we're able to live in the space of being led by heart, being led by joy, by expansion, by excitement, by creativity, by the flame in our hearts, by what brings us the smile on the face, by following our purpose, following God's plan, if you want, for us, or God's messages for us. We are in the space where we're no longer living in a way that serves the ego, where we are no longer manipulating, we're no longer extracting, using people for our own gain, where we are no longer see the purpose of war, where we are no longer in hierarchy and in comparison. We don't need external validation. We do not chase status, money, image. And this is a specific way of living, and this is the new era and the new type of leadership, where I lead with my heart, where I lead from authenticity and honesty, where I follow actually the frequency, the energy that is sparked within me right now, instead of following a plan that is made by my mind and that has as a reference point an old paradigm, an old way of doing things. For example, personally, I thought that I needed to launch this specific offer, and then later on, sometime, I will launch this long-term home space that I dream about, that I long for. And I didn't know why this short-term offer was not actually gaining momentum. I was not feeling this excitement every day that I woke up for it, even though I love it, I want to do it, it's part of my joy, of my purpose. It was not actually like, oh my God, I can't wait to do it, and I can't wait to speak about it. But somewhere beneath it, the energy, the frequency was lit up for my long-term home space that I didn't launch, that I didn't speak about, that I just sat on for months. And I woke up every day longing for that space. But something in my mind, the old way, the old identity crept in actually, and I slipped into that thinking that no, I need to prepare more for that long-term space. I don't have all the details. I don't know the plan. That's more complicated. So let me do this short offer first because this makes more sense, because this is more clear, because this is easier, whatever, whatever, whatever. Things that come from logic, from analyzing, and that don't have that substance, that joy, that felt sense of, oh, yes, this is it. This is what I want to do. I got for both of them powerful downloads at certain points in time. And I know how that feels when I get the download, I get the excitement, the joy, the expansion, I see the offer. I'm all like, oh, wow, I'm lit up about it. And then, for me, in my case, there's a time of being initiated. There's a time that needs to pass for big projects where I'm being initiated so that I'm able, energy-wise, capacity-wise, to hold that offer and to embody what I'm going to share in that offer, what I'm going to do, even if it's just frequency-wise. So I'm not launching something because my mind says you need to do this and have this plan with this kind of steps. This is the old marketing. This is the old way of doing business. It's nothing wrong. It's just a choice. For me, it's an outdated paradigm. What I'm doing now is I'm breaking free, and this is for me an act of courage. It's something I didn't do before. And take this if you want as a permission slip if you needed one, or take it as a sign or as a message for you as well. I'm breaking free from all types of molds and boxes and ways of this is how you need to do things. This is how the path needs to look like in order to have a successful business mission, entrepreneurship, offer, launch, whatever, name it. When actually instead, it is more about following that frequency, that silent voice, that silent joy, that excitement, that thing that is coming over and over again, and not following the logical steps or the logical marketing paper trail that we are used to follow. This type of leadership is very new in this world, is very, very new in this world. And I'm blessed that I have found and encountered and met people and women especially who are this type of leaders of the new paradigm, who lead following the frequency, following the heart, following the joy, following the now moment that brings them joy and lifts their being up, instead of I need money, so that if I need money I need to do that thing, and I need to extract from that person, and I need to use that person, and I need to chase that so that I can get this thing, money or whatever else. It's just, and this is not to say that strategy is not good, we need it, or structure is not good, we need it, we need the link, we need the payment, we need the click, we need the thing to make the journey for our clients easier. And in the same time, it's serving joy, truth, light. It makes us feel fulfilled. We're doing the things that makes us feel fulfilled, that makes us feel that we're fully expressed, that we're finally free and saying exactly what we want to say, that we're doing exactly what we want to do, instead of always following boxes and being confined and being like told this is what you need to do, this is how you need to do it. No, the thing that I keep coming back to is I need to just be me. You need to just be you. And it is a process of deconditioning, clearing, unlearning. It is a process of going back and forth. It is a process that is not easy because we are so programmed into functioning first from logic, and then into functioning from I need validation. I need to be someone important. I need to make my parents proud. I need to that and that and that and that. I need to follow that. Comparison, fear, envy, lack, all of it. Those are the things that no longer have a hold in this new paradigm, in this new timeline, in the new earth. We are here for a higher, bigger, larger mission and purpose. And at some point, this mission is bigger than the self, than the ego, than my own little gain in the now, immediate. It is a bigger service to God, to humanity, that I'm called to, which has this component that I notice as well. You can call it selfish, but it's not. It's actually from overflow. What brings me joy, what makes me excited first, what makes me feel like I'm expressed, what makes me feel, expanded and creative and good. And I'm serving from this space, and I'm actually daring to be fully authentically me without always looking right and left for who thinks what's the opinion of that expert, who says what will they think about me. No longer. We are leading from here instead of from here, especially as women. That is why it's so important to do this journey, to come into this space of softening into our hearts, softening into our bodies, connecting with our intuition, taking these steps of being more playful, being more real, authentic, feeling all the feelings, living life with everything that is, allowing our complexity as women to just be expressed through us, the wild woman, the sexy woman, the fairy woman, the gentle woman, the warm mother, the all of the complexity of who we are as women, so that this becomes the terrain for us being truly expressed, fulfilled, feeling whole, clearing all that distortion that tells us you need to be a certain way, you need to look a certain way, you need to speak a certain way, you need to have this certain path. Otherwise, there's consequences. And from us being afraid of those consequences, we actually dim ourselves down, we never speak up, we never use our gifts, we never fully come out in the world and shine, we never do what we actually want, what our heart is telling us to do. And with everything going on in the sky right now, everything going on with astrology, in this time we're in right now, the big month of July, the big month of August, the big 2026, leading into bigger and bigger shifts, it's all about lead from your heart. Step into your authentic expression. Allow yourself to actually do what you feel is right for you, brings you joy. Follow the frequency, follow the energy, follow that thing that is there for a while, and you always put it on the back burner because there is something else that your logic, your mind, your old identity told you need to do, because you're still hung up on the shoulds, on the experts say this, I should be like that. No, this is the era where we decondition ourselves from everything that we should be, and we actually discover and uncover and embody our true frequency, our true energy, our true blueprint, our essence. This is who I am, this is me, and I'm allowed to do things in a messy way. I'm allowed to change my mind, I'm allowed to shift, I'm allowed to be however I am in every moment, in every week. I so admire these women that are already having their communities and they are already lead in this transparent, honest, authentic way, following the frequency, following what brings them joy, following what feels exciting and expansion and expanding for them. And they are an example of that. Instead of, the nasty feeling of she's selling something, she wants something from me, she does this for profit, this is another strategy, that's the old paradigm, and that's the outdated extractive spiritual matrix that is crumbling and that we also choose to exit from. Owning our own emotions, our own vulnerability, our own human nature, our own imperfections actually leads to this authentic way of being and expressing ourselves limitlessly. There's no box, there's no should, there's no this is how it's supposed to be. No, it's supposed to be like you feel it's supposed to be. What is your truth? What is the way you would do it if there would be no one else telling you how to do it? Leading in the new paradigm, leading on the new earth is so beautiful and also challenging and also very provocative and also exciting, because it invites you to this total freedom and sovereignty of being who you really are, remembering your true nature, living organically and naturally as the woman you have come to be in this body here now, as well as the divine multidimensional being that you actually are. See how tough it is for humans to actually unlearn and to actually allow themselves to step into this limitlessness. Oh my God. It's like we want to cling constantly from that comfort zone, from that identity, from that space where we already know how to do things because everyone told us how to do things and we just need to follow some predefined steps. What is happening now is we're stepping into the unknown, following the frequency, following the heart, following God, following our soul is stepping into the constant unknown and having huge amounts of faith, huge amounts of courage, huge amounts of trust. I trust my authentic expression, my truth, my voice. I trust what is true and authentic and good for me. No matter if someone else approves it or not, sees it or not, gets it or not. I'm not here to please other people. I'm here to be fully expressed and to contribute to the expansion and transformation of this entire world. To be who I truly am, and that at some point means surrendering, fully surrendering to God, fully surrendering and trusting that spark in your heart, that little voice in there that guides you, that tells you, that keeps you honest, that keeps you in integrity, that keeps you open and vulnerable, and at the same time strong through this vulnerability, instead of following all the external BS, all the external reversals. Everything out there is a reversal. We're actually coming back into our natural self, and that is like the big thing happening, which is a remembering. Do you have the courage? Do you have it in you right now to actually allow yourself to begin to say the thing you want to say, to create the offer you actually want to create, to do that thing that you actually want to do, to end whatever needs ending, to close whatever needs closing, to no longer stay where you know it's not good for you, so that you take the steps to be fully authentically you? If the answer is yes, I would be so happy to have you into my world and to connect with you. Thank you for being here once more. See you soon. Don't forget to share and to subscribe if you enjoyed this. And I'd really appreciate a comment to let me know what landed for you from this share, from this transmission of mine today.